But yeah, welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. This is Astral Travels. So last night was fun. We ended up, I don't know what happened prior. It's my moo-moo, my grandma's sweater. Anyway, I don't remember exactly how we got there, but we ended up in like the penthouse in this like huge skyscraper. And the people I was with had this little kid. Like the little kid like didn't like it, and I'm like, I understand, you want to play outside, you live in the top of a building, that makes sense. But it was like, oh, I do remember. Okay, so before we got to the skyscraper, this was weird as fuck. There was like, we were at like a grocery store situation, but like everything was like white and like silvers and like blue, like a light blue, like, so it was like very, it didn't look like the world, it looked like sterile, you know. And while we were standing in this parking lot of the grocery store, or you know, it was like the most open space available, there was a giant sinkhole that happened because they were constructing like some big thing. But the weird thing about this was like, so this like big, kind of looked like an egg, but it was like an egg that was like metal. I should draw these out. No, you don't need to have them drawn out so much. You know, like the guys who roll, like do the motorcycles in those cages, you know how those cages have like thick metal pieces, and then like in between the thick metal pieces is like the smaller wiry metal. So it was like those big thick metal pieces, but it was like an egg, and there was this giant sinkhole where this egg like went down. But like the weirdest part about this was like, you know, the Mickey Mouse hand, like that big white fluffy hand. Oh, is right. Did you see this in your dreams too? I hope not. I hope you're not dreaming the same way mommy is. The big McDonald's or Mickey Mouse hand, it was like giant, was like on top of this egg. Like I kind of think Epcot may have been some sort of representation or inspiration for what I saw, but it was like the Mickey hand was like bye when this thing was like falling into the ground. And then from there we went to the skyscraper, which, not good judgment. Hang on. Ooh. No more pancakes coming. So super interesting. Then we got to this skyscraper, and it was like this penthouse, and again the colors are all like sterilely white and silver and like a light blue. Where's the, I want to show you the light blue. Oh, I have all my mica powders. It's like a light blue. Anyway, these are too vibrant. Oh, kind of like this. Oh, this is perfect. Like this, light blue. Anyway, like I said, there was a kid there, and then like the parents left or something. I don't know if I was babysitting or what, but the skyscraper penthouse was like very uncomfortable because it was like all glass. So it was like the glass house premise of like also being like on top of everything. I would never want to live in a penthouse. So I was in that, and I could feel the feeling of like being there. I was terrified personally because it's just not my jam. I prefer the earth and water, you know. I don't want to be in a skyscraper. But like the interesting thing about it was that it was like all white tiling, and like there were different, again, water is showing up in my dreams in this way of like, careful, I'm sharing about what I saw while I was sleeping. Did you have dreams? You skipped a pancake, bro. No, you can't have this knife. That's not for Niall. do you want a spoon for? Eating ice cream? He doesn't even know I'm giving him ideas. Spoon. Take your pancakes. You got one more coming. Anyway. Oh. There was like a water drain. You know in like locker rooms how like the shower part has all those they're like tiled. It was kind of like a locker room. I don't know, it was weird, but it was like very like futuristic and uncomfortable. But then there was, and I think the family like left to go to the grocery store again, like where we were when the sinkhole happened. And then I was there with the kid though, I remember, because they wanted to go outside, and I'm like, we can't, we're like in the sky, man, you know. And then I just thought about how much it sucked to be up there, and how like disconnected people are from like reality when they live in the penthouse. It's very awkward. But this was like a big one, like a Dubai kind of, like we were way the fuck up there, you know. And that's probably how they are. I mean, I was in a couple, they weren't penthouses or by any means, but I was in a couple of like industrial, oh, my back is killing me right now. Industrial, like converted apartments in LA. I've been to a few of those, and it's a really just vibe, you know. Supposedly is like boho and, you know, modern or contemporary, I don't know the right word, but it's, the vibe is, ew, you know, sterile. And that's what it was. And I feel like it was probably just like a premonition sort of thing to like, you know, it's pretty obvious that this is what the powers that be want to do, is like make us all move into, like, that's part of the disconnection from the planet, right, is not having access to the planet. That's why they're taking everything out. That's why they replace the female trees with male trees. That's, you know, colonizers are really bad people, right? Like really bad. And you yourself probably have colonizing in your DNA. I do, and it's something that takes a lot of work to get away from. And anyway, there was like this drain. So there was like a TV, and then underneath it was like a drain, but it was probably like 20 feet long, 20 feet by like maybe 2.5 feet. So it was like awkwardly not shaped correctly for like a shower. And I remember sitting there like, I'm like, what is that for? Like, that's how we're cleaning ourselves up here? It's very weird. Anyway, that was my astral travel. It wasn't anything profound. Well, I mean, it probably was. I don't think I would go anywhere if I didn't need to be there. But it was just the Mickey hand over the egg thing was weird. And that was huge. Like, if I had to give it dimensions, I don't even think that big in dimensions. Maybe like the Epcot thing is probably what I would relate that to, which I already said. But yeah, those are the things that I saw and experienced while I was astral traveling last night. I do remember this morning I slept in a little bit. I usually wake up around 6, and while I was still astral traveling, I saw the number 710, but I knew it wasn't 710 yet, and so it was 6:58. So I was like, okay, I'm giving myself another 14 minutes to rest before I get up and out them. Let the dogs out. The dogs are used to going out at 6, so they were good. They were patient. But yeah, I needed the extra sleep. I'm exhausted. Plus, it's the 4th of July. It's the hottest time of the year. I don't like it. We've got like the next 2 weeks. And then we've got art camp coming within that time frame. I don't know why I planned myself like this in July. I don't like July. I'm not doing this again next year. We're gonna do art camp earlier. July's too hot. I'm meant to be by the water. We filled up all of our kiddie pools yesterday. We have 3 in the yard. And now played with the hose, and like we had fun grounding. I fed the birds. guys want to see what the crows gave me the other day? I put it in a Ziploc bag. Look how big that is. Aren't they so nice? They've given me 2, but this was the one they just gave me the other day. Oh, isn't that so nice of them? It was on one of my shade coverings outside while I was taking the dogs out. So, that's all. But yeah, I think it's just a premonition of the type of life that we're currently accepting, because we're not really like standing up for land back. Like, that's what it is. It's like there's land back, and then there's like AI futuristic living, like Xenon, or no, not Xenon. What was her name? Xenon? The blonde chick from Disney who like lived in a spaceship. Not Xena, the warrior princess, not her. I mean, that seems to be like kind of land-backy. Talking about like futuristic AI. I don't want to live like that. I'd prefer to build land back. I don't know. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to live amongst robots, personally. I mean, we already do, to a certain degree. But anyway, if it's your jam, it's your jam. That's fine. I just don't think that your jam should be what everyone else has to do, because it's incredibly man-made, and the Earth has already provided, like, really great stuff. If you want to learn more about Earth ships and, like, Earth building, I've done a lot of research about that, because that's what I want to do on my land. Hit me up. I would love to talk about it. It feels like a fever dream, even though it is, we're closer now than we ever have been. So, alright, have a good one.